I'm James Swanwick. Welcome to the Alcohol Free Lifestyle Podcast, where you learn to live a life of health, wealth, love, and happiness.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. This is Victoria English. I'm the head coach here at Alcohol Free Lifestyle. Happy to be back with you. We just returned from an amazing retreat in Sedona, Arizona. We had over 40 members fly in from all over the world. It was an incredible bonding experience. As a coach, I think I speak for James and Sarah when I say it is a priceless reward to see people who came into the program with the same struggles, wondering, how am I going to get this thing behind me? And they get together and they are belly laughing, dancing, cracking jokes, helping each other climb a huge boulder in the middle of Sedona. Really powerful stuff, very life-affirming. You know, it doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. If you have been on again, off again with your frenemy alcohol, you're certainly not alone. I've been there, Sarah's been there, James has been there, and every single member of our community has lived that life. I can't say that coming into Project 90 is as simple as just putting down the bottle, because you and I have done that plenty of times, haven't we? So today we're going to talk about the different types of cravings that happen when we stop drinking. And this time we mean it. This is really going to be it. Somehow we keep going back to it, and it can make us feel like we're failures. But you're not failures. And a big part of what we do here at Alcohol Free Lifestyle is education. We help you understand what is going on, and even better, what you can do about it. The traditional model of recovery uses words like powerless, unmanageable, surrender. We use the word choice, empowerment, can. So let's talk about some of those cravings that come up. Gosh, I remember them, you guys. And sometimes I still have cravings. They're not for alcohol, but I do have cravings to feel something other than what I'm feeling at the moment, or even during the day, sometimes even during the week. You know, it's February here in Colorado. Sedona was wonderful, but we had a snowstorm. It's cold. I'm actually recording this wearing a beanie and a vest because I'm heading out shortly to pick up my daughter from a youth group event. And so I have cravings for something different at times. The difference is now I can leave my daughter at that event and I can make a choice. I can go home and do this podcast. I could also sit and watch some TV. I could do a puzzle. I could read a book. I could go browse a bookstore. I have choices now. You know, in the past, I would have used that time to go grab just a couple of drinks, just enough that I was still okay, so I thought. I had lost the choice because cravings for something else drove me to alcohol. And so when you get to the other side of alcohol, I can't promise you that you won't have cravings for other things when you're uncomfortable. The difference is you're going to have tools to choose something healthy, something better, something restorative and healing. You're also going to develop the capacity to sit in the discomfort of a cold February, the discomfort of having to get in the car again at night to pick up my daughter, which is a gift, but come on. Sometimes we just want to put on our jammies. But my life with her is a get to. My life without alcohol is a get to. And I can keep that in perspective now because I don't drink. So what are these types of cravings? Well, there's three main ones. There's the physiological cravings, the emotional cravings, and the mental cravings. So let's start with the physiological cravings.
Hi, this is James Swanwick, and we're taking applications for our 90-day and 365-day stop drinking programs. Clients are mostly executives, entrepreneurs, and investors who have tried unsuccessfully and repeatedly to stop drinking but remain stuck in a frustrating cycle of stop, start, stop, start. Our programs are not AA, which has a reported 7% success rate. Our programs are not rehab, which has a reported 6% success rate. Our 90-day and 1-year programs involve a safe, fun, virtual community of high achievers with a process that boasts a scientifically proven 98% success rate of clients reaching at least 90 consecutive days alcohol-free. That's according to the University of Washington. We use the latest neuroscience and personal development processes to help rewire clients' brains around alcohol and minimize its importance in their lives. We will show you how to powerfully socialize with friends, family, and colleagues, what to say and how to say it so people don't mistakenly think you're an alcoholic or have a problem, and how to eliminate the temptation of returning to constant drinking so you break the stop-start cycle. To ensure client success, Project 90 can only accept 24 new clients each month. Some of those happy clients include John Keltner from California, who said, "I've lost 10 pounds." Susie Vaughan, a real estate broker in Tennessee, who said, "I've generated 20% more leads." Jessica Gaines from Kentucky, who says, "I've now got joy, focus, presence, and clarity." And Joe Worley from Michigan, who says, "My wife has the real Joe back." If you're an executive, entrepreneur, investor, real estate professional, attorney, doctor, and you're sick of the stop-start cycle and the damaging effects alcohol has on your health, happiness, and family, and you're ready to regain confidence, become more present with your spouse and children, reduce stress, anxiety, and irritability, sleep better, increase focus and productivity, and feel better quickly, you're invited to apply to become one of our 24 monthly Project 90 clients. Applicants can apply for an introductory interview by visiting alcoholfreelifestyle.com/project90. There's also a link in this episode's show notes. That's alcoholfreelifestyle.com/project90. Application interviews are limited and are conducted on a first-come, first-served basis. Okay, let's get back to the show.
Isn't it crazy that we set alcohol apart from other drugs when it is, in fact, a highly addictive drug? And so when you stop using it, you will have physiological cravings. If someone stops using cocaine and they talk about cravings, no one is surprised. In fact, even if you have some judgment around the person getting hooked on that drug, you're going to understand that, yeah, man, your body's coming off of that drug. I get it. It's no different with alcohol. In fact, sometimes it's worse because alcohol is everywhere. It's everywhere, isn't it? It seems that way. It's actually not, but it can feel that way, especially in the beginning. And so just acknowledging that this is a drug, you didn't choose to get hooked on it. You didn't choose to develop these neural pathways in your brain, but you did. There's a way out of it. But without just acknowledging that these things are happening, you can find yourself in a tug of war. And so remember that when you stop drinking, the physiological cravings are real. Your brain is going to ask, where's my stuff? When you have a little gap in your day, like I do right now, your brain will ask, where's my stuff? Your dopamine, your serotonin levels are not where they are meant to be. You're returning to homeostasis. And so those cravings are real. They can be amplified by lack of sleep. Sometimes we don't sleep all that well. They can be amplified if we are in physical pain. I'm middle-aged and I suffer with some chronic pain conditions. And if you're listening, you might as well. It's not uncommon for people to use alcohol, which of course is crazy because it's a very inflammatory substance, but it's not uncommon to use it for some physical pain. And so you may be feeling some pain in your body. And then, of course, there's the emotional pain. We'll get to that in a minute. But these weird feelings are going to come up. Ouch. It can also be amplified by things like a change in your routine, a change in your schedule. Maybe you're traveling for work, or you're on a vacation, but you're sleeping in an unfamiliar bed. It's not as comfortable as yours. The sheets are scratchy, whatever it is. Maybe the food is upsetting your stomach a little bit. All of these things can amplify the physiological cravings. The good thing is, and especially with coaching, is you develop tools to deal with them. You can acknowledge that, yes, this was a drug and my body is learning how to go without it. You can acknowledge that, wow, my sleep is kind of messed up right now. It's going to get better. You can also get in touch with your senses and take care of your body. Maybe do some cryotherapy. Maybe take a warm Epsom salt bath. Get some arnica, some cream, right? Be nice to yourself. Take care of your body. These things do pass. Post-acute withdrawal syndrome is real, but it's not forever. Emotional cravings. Oh boy, that's a big one. So in the program, and if you're not with our program, this may be even worse. You start to feel these darn things, these emotions. It's tricky. We use alcohol to stunt certain emotions. We use it to amplify others, except there's a plot twist. After a while, we get more of the emotions that we were trying to avoid and less of the emotions that we were trying to amplify. And you might feel a bit of outrage. You might feel a little resentment around this. It's okay. If you're Gen X like I am, or anywhere around that age, you weren't raised with a lot of healthy coping mechanisms. It's not our parents' fault. It's just the way that society was, right? Suck it up. Chin up. I'll give you something to cry about. Stuff like that. And so these emotions feel uncomfortable. And our brain is saying, hello, you know how to get rid of this. And so as you make the choice to not drink, to not stunt those uncomfortable emotions, have some compassion. It's going to take a little while. Your window of tolerance to these uncomfortable emotions is small. But the good news is it will increase. You will learn to sit with the uncomfortable emotions. And guess what? On the other side, you get more and more of the emotions that we were chasing all along. The emotions of hope, the emotions of optimism, pride, a good pride, not the boastful kind. You get back your self-esteem, your self-respect. Feels pretty good. It's a process, and you're not alone in it. You've got a group of amazing people. If you look on our social media, you can see some of the groups and the things we're doing together, having a blast. You don't have to go through this alone. I know it feels that way sometimes. A lot of what we put out is free because we want to be able to support everyone. But if you really, really, really want to experience what it's like to go through this with a bunch of people that you can trust and who have been there and are going through it with you, I mention at every call, book that discovery call with us, because these things are going to happen. There's no need to push against them, try to outsmart them, avoid them. It's just going to make them grow. So let's lean into it together and come up with healthy ways of coping. Then there are the mental cravings. Oh my goodness. So you'll hear me say a lot in my coaching to avoid certain words. Certain words like should, shouldn't, can't. Those words don't feel very empowering, do they? So when you have a mental craving, The more you pull away from it, the more attracted you will become. This is what happens when we demonize alcohol and believe that we are bad if we go back to it. If we believe that alcohol has power over us and we can't beat it. If we go into a social event and we say, oh, I'd love to have a glass of wine, but I can't. Language matters. Our words matter. What if we turn it around? What if we say, yeah, I'm having a mental craving because alcohol is a drug and it felt good for 30 minutes to 60 minutes. It did. And I can drink, but I choose to invest in the other 23 hours of my day. I'm taking away alcohol's voting power because when I hand my life over to it, it makes bad choices. And so I can drink, but I'm not going to, because even if it doesn't feel like it today, those other 23 hours are worth my effort. See the difference? And instead of saying I'm bad if I drink, where's that going to get you? Is that sustainable? It wasn't for me. It was not, because it made it seem like the forbidden fruit. And I'm a pretty good girl, but I do have a little rebellious streak, and I bet you do too, and that's part of why you've achieved a lot in your life. Don't tell me I can't. And so instead, I lean into words like I can. I choose. I'm not bad if I pick up another drink. I don't want to. I don't want to pick up a drink any more than I want to go under a bridge and buy pills from a stranger. You know why? Because it doesn't serve my life. I don't need to escape for 30 minutes or an hour. That does not mean that I don't get uncomfortable or upset or angry, that I don't have a mental craving to feel something else. I do. I had a rough week and I was uncomfortable these past few days. And I never once said to myself, I can't drink. Thankfully, because I haven't had a drink in years, it didn't occur to me to drink. That's a miracle, you guys. That's something I never thought I could honestly say. But it didn't cross my mind to go to my local store and buy a bottle of wine. But I could have. It wouldn't have made me bad. Instead, I acknowledged it. I'm having a rough time. And I got a really good night's sleep. I took a warm bath. I put on my favorite lotion. I zoned out with some Netflix. I've been hooked on, I don't know if it's Netflix, True Detective. Oof, that show had me going. Zoned out a little bit. And the next day I got up and I went on a beautiful hike. And I stayed away from my phone. And I ate some delicious food, and I also ate some chocolate. Not too much, but I like chocolate. And I needed a bit of self-care. And so you see the mental cravings. Right now, they feel like they're for alcohol. You'll still have mental cravings, but they're going to be for something else. And you'll know how to have those needs met. I hope this is helpful, because the word craving can feel so scary, so dreadful, so overwhelming. It's not. And with us here at Project 90, you're going to develop so many amazing skills. You're going to be surrounded by coaches with thousands and thousands and thousands of coaching hours under our belts. And you're going to have friends, people who are right there with you, who might say, you know what, I felt that same thing the other day. Here's what I tried. Until next time, stay warm if you're in one of our cold regions here in the States or wherever you are in the world. Most importantly, keep your heart warm, keep hope, and take good care.
Thank you so much for listening. For more content like this, you can check out our YouTube channel at alcoholfreelifestyle.com/YouTube. You can follow me and send me a direct message on Instagram and TikTok at James Swanwick. And you can see the results of our scientific study at alcoholfreelifestyle.com/study. If you'd like to apply to become a stop drinking client, you can visit alcoholfreelifestyle.com/project90. I wrote a book called The 30-Day No Alcohol Challenge, which you can find on Amazon. And you can always email me directly at james@alcoholfreelifestyle.com. If you're a regular listener of the show, would you please do me a big favor and give the show a rating and a review? It helps us get more listeners, and you'll be potentially helping someone else out there who's struggling with alcohol to find us, to listen to us and get support. Thanks so much for listening. We'll catch you on the next one.